this episode of Voice Vote, I am at the campus of St. Stephen's, a campus which is regarded by many as the Ivy League among Indian colleges, a campus which has given us political leaders across the spectrum. I'm speaking to students here and I begin by asking you that when you look at a political party, are individual politicians important, their charisma important to you, or is it the political ideology that matters to you when you decide to support a party or vote a party?
At one hand, we see Ab Ki Baar Modi Sarkar. On other hand, we see Jhadu ko vote do. So there's definitely a contrast. But when an individual leader comes in front, there's a lot of thinking that goes on behind him. So I think the party matters more to me as compared to the individual.
More than the individual notions, it's a democracy. It's not an individual's government. It's not a dictatorship that we're expecting. So I guess more than the individual's ideology, I guess it's the party's ideology or agenda that must guide the people.
When the political discourse began around general election 2014, we saw it was around infrastructure, development, growth, a corruption-free nation. But as we see 6 phases of polling already taking place, the discourse has now come down to the pet topics of caste, creed and religion. How important are these issues to you? Do they matter to you? Are they relevant to you?
I think even the small issues like caste, gender, they're important. For us, they might not be important, but for people, for individual, it means a lot. It means a life to them. But on the other hand, development is also important. So there should be a balance between each.
The matters of unemployment and infrastructure development is one of the factors which are most important and should be projected most important. I think in a way it's media as well to blame for bringing about this whole idea of right-wing politics and scaring people.
Obviously, India is a third world country, so development, employment and everything matters a lot. But then this thing about caste and religion shouldn't come in between. Like so many things are happening, something about religion, like trying to bring about Hinduism into India. Because when India was first formed, it was based on every religion coming together. So I think that should still go on along with the development.
Is the Ram Janmabhoomi relevant to you today?
I think there are more important things to do, and we should focus on other things. Like development is much more important, and we should strike a balance between each community.
Ram Janmabhoomi, it's an issue which is well spoken about, but come on, it's the youth. Like we have other matters also to think about. You can't just go and provoke youth. Hey, that's our bhoomi. Come on, you should fight for it. That kind of stuff. I don't know how far it's going to work with the youth today, because we have much more matters to be concerned about.
We'll talk about Arvind Kejriwal. When he began campaigning in the run-up to elections 2014, he brought corruption to the center stage, but somehow that agenda of theirs has been lost in the run-up to the elections. People say that the party has been marginalized and the fight is now between the two big parties of Congress and BJP. Do you agree?
I agree to, yes, I agree to a greater extent, but I also believe I'm a supporter of Arvind Kejriwal. So I believe there's something going on in his mind, there's something in the party that he's thinking, and I definitely believe that he'll come back with a bang.
The thing is, I kind of think that the decision of dissolving the government in the first place, him being reluctant to continue with the government was a mistake from his part.
Let's face it, whatever the government promises after they win, India is back to India. That has been going on particularly for many decades now, every election.
We see that the coalition politics is here to stay. Do you think therefore that a third front or a federal front, as the regional parties are trying to stitch up, it is a reality in India?
If another regional party comes up, first they'll take time to establish, maybe 5 years. By the time they establish, their term will be over.
Okay, people are hoping for a third front. I mean, we need an alternative, but I guess after they form the government, and it's good to hope for an alternative, but after they form the government, we're not sure how far they might run.
On a scale of 10, rate Rahul Gandhi and Narendra Modi and also Arvind Kejriwal, because we spoke at length about him.
I wouldn't give individually the marks. I would give Congress, I think 7.5, because India is not an easy country to handle. BJP, I'm a little reluctant to give, so maybe 6.5. Arvind Kejriwal, he stayed for 49 days, but he made a difference. So I'll give him 9.
Okay, I'm not into individual-centered politics. Actually, I am of the opinion that Communist Party should come into government. Obviously, it's not possible. This whole idea of, even though Modi is with this whole idea of Gujarat model of development, I has the just the idea of the right-wing politics that he is trying to put through, I would give him 6. And Kejriwal, obviously, if at all I look for a leader, that would be Kejriwal. Though he has given, like, disappointed people in ways, he is a leader. He has the potential to be a leader. So I would give him 8.
Okay.
I voted for Congress also, so I rather give Congress an 8. I mean, I like Congress. It's a matter of fact. And about some Modi, I don't like the thing he has done in Gujarat. For example, taking credit unnecessarily for what he has not done. And I'm not a fan of Modi, so I'll give him a 5.5. And regarding Kejriwal, I think I'll give him 7.5. Or else he's a terrific leader.